Venezuela is free from the OAS. 2 years it decided to withdraw to protect its sovereignty and the Venezuelan people from a body that has been backing a right-wing coup.
They have broken the basic principles of multilateral system, and of course they have trampled over Venezuela's own institutions. In fact, this is a coup against the intra-American system itself.
It is a violation of international law, of good practice and normal relations between the states. Mr. Trump burst onto the Latin American scene without ever thinking that we are not his chicken coop.
At Venezuela's last meeting of the OAS, something quite unprecedented happened. The Permanent Council recognized something that doesn't exist, the representative of a self-proclaimed president who nobody elected.
This resolution exemplifies a case where a simple majority of member states can impose their will on all member states. This is an attack on the fundamental principles of reaching a consensus before taking any decision. It's a sad day at the OAS when a group of member states can impose their will on others. This is a strange form of democracy.
Venezuela.
It was a mortal blow to the organization. The manipulation was clear for all to see.
The most recent letter, from February 22nd, refers to the appointment of Minister Tarré as permanent representative of Venezuela at the OAS. This letter was signed by Mr. Juan Guaidó as President of the National Assembly and as interim President of Venezuela. But let me remind you that Mr. Guaidó proclaimed himself to be interim President on February 23, one day after this letter was sent. These discrepancies undermine this organization. My delegation feels that the OAS is not a supranational body, so it can't impose a completely new government with a simple majority of votes. This would set a dangerous precedent.
Venezuela left with dignity.
They couldn't get their way, and they had to cast aside all pretenses of the respect of the law, override the member states, and in the end, they left the OAS as an empty shell. This proves that the decision to leave was the right one, and Venezuela will never return to this OAS.
In the end, sovereignty won out.
We are members of the OAS until Saturday, when there will be celebrations in Caracas. It's a demonstration of sovereignty.
And this is how the representative of Guaidó began his new job.
¿Qué controla su gobierno en Venezuela al momento? ¿De dónde?
La calle, niña, la calle.
No, yo estaba en Venezuela en febrero, no vi eso. No vi
nadie en la calle.
Sí. Embajador, hay muchos para el gobierno.
No, muchos paramilitares, muchos colectivos, muchos asesinos. Le regalo los lentes para que vea bien.
¿Cuándo estaba en Venezuela?
Hace 5 años.
Stronger than ever, Venezuela now holds high the banner of multilateralism. It will continue to defend the rule of international law at the UN and combat the principle that might is right.